Hi, everybody. Welcome into the Why Am I a Mets Fan podcast, extra innings edition. That's Ashley Wenskoski. I'm Samantha Croston, and we are two Syracuse sports reporters. We are coming to you after the LA Dodgers just won again against the Brewers in the playoffs. Hi, Ashley. How are we doing?
Yeah, we're good. It is after hours here on the East Coast, folks. It is 11:46 p.m., a little bit earlier for all of you West Coasters. But we just want to hop on here and say hi because the Los Angeles Dodgers are 2 wins away from the World Series. Again, how did we even get here this fast, right? Yeah, Dodgers just took care of the Brewers in game two of the NLCS. They are now 4-0 on the road this postseason. They haven't lost a game on the road throughout the playoffs, and now they're going home to California. Kind of even crazy to think that those two first wins were both in Milwaukee. And I'm gonna say what I said during the divisional series, which is that if you're the Dodgers right now, you might as well just pop the champagne on the way back to California.
Let's talk about Yamamoto.
Okay.
Okay. Nine. Let's talk about a guy. 9 innings pitched. 3 hits, 1 earned run, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk. The position that puts the Dodgers in moving forward, no.
I'm happy you brought that up because actually, I think the even bigger part of Yamamoto's start was the fact that it saved the Dodger bullpen. The Dodger bullpen has barely had to go out there through the first 2 games, and they're going to be completely fresh for the rest of this series. Yeah, Yamamoto was obviously disgusting. I mean, this was the first time he's done this in his career. Complete game. I think it was like 111 pitches. And after that leadoff home run, I mean, he was almost perfect. 7 strikeouts, worked in and out of a little bit of trouble in those later innings, but got out of it. I mean, what Yamamoto did out there tonight was incredible, and the pitching has carried the Dodgers, right? The starting pitching, like we talked about headed into this series, Blake Snell goes 8 innings in game one. Now Yamamoto throws a complete game in game two. And they said something interesting on the broadcast. Two pitchers going back to back 8 innings in the playoffs hasn't happened since 2016. That's almost 10 years.
I also think we just need to talk about, from a mental standpoint, what that takes to give up a home run in the bottom of the first inning, to get back into it, and then to have a performance like that in the playoffs. Only certain players, I think, are really capable of doing that. And I feel like you and I are often talking about legacy and what it means to really play well in October. If you're a Dodgers fan and you're remembering a night like that, I think for the rest of your life.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And it's just the starting pitching is what we said headed into this series had the chance to make or break the Dodgers, right? They have this vaunted starting pitching that, throughout the offseason, they acquire Snell, they bring in Yamamoto Sasaki. It's like everybody's like, how many pieces can the Dodgers sort of stockpile? We saw that have its ups and downs throughout the regular season with some injuries, but now here in the playoffs, it's really, really paying off. I mean, the Brewers are off their game. We said coming into this series, Brewers, obviously one of the best records in baseball headed into it. That lineup is so deep. The Brewers are out here flailing at pitches. They're chasing pitches. They're not drawing walks. They're not getting deep into counts. These first 2 nights, 2 games for the Brewers, I mean, the lineup has looked uncomfortable.
Also, I have news for you. They are going back to the West Coast. I feel like this is something I've said a few times. Like, you could run back probably 3 or 4 clips of me throughout the playoffs saying what I'm about to say now. But as far as I'm concerned, the series is over.
That's what I said. Pop the champagne on the way back to California.
I I don't know what else there is to say. I think in these series, man, it just feels like the first and second games are so important, so critical. I'm not here to say that I've never seen comeback kids, but against a team like the Dodgers, I've said this before, it's not going to happen. I don't realistically see a situation in which it's nothing really against the Brewers, actually. It's more just the way I feel about the Dodgers and the fact that they have an extremely complete team. They are relatively mistake free. And I think that once they go up in a situation like this, not to mention they're playing what I feel is their best baseball all year long now, I think it's going to be a tough situation. And it is, I have to say, sort of remarkable. Like, I feel like earlier in the season, and this is way early, but even if you're talking May, June, like a part of me was thinking, are the Dodgers even all that again? Like, how do they always get back to this point?
Yeah, I mean, I think that this series has an entirely different tone and feel if they were headed back to Milwaukee. The fact that the Dodgers are up 2-0, headed back to California, they've gotten great performances from Snell and Yamamoto, like we said, but then they still got Otani and Glass now to go. It's like they have four bona fide ace level starters. And Dodgers fans have been saying, the whole way through, oh, the bullpen's the concern, the bullpen's the concern. The bullpen doesn't have to be the concern if they don't have to pitch in the games because the starters are just doing that well, or at least they're very limited. I agree with what you said. Obviously, they look like a really complete team right now. We haven't seen a ton of that bullpen, but that's only good news. And then the lineup is made all the more impressive by the fact that it is not even the stars doing this. 1 through 3 in that Dodgers lineup did not provide much tonight. I mean, those are batting champions, former MVPs, future MVPs, probably in Otani. Like it is truly 6, 7, 8, 9 in this Dodger lineup. Teoscar Hernandez, Pajes, those types of guys that are coming through and really making them feel so deep. Because if you're the opposing starter tonight, Freddie Peralta, like you have to worry about 1 through 9.
Not to mention you're seeing them multiple times. It's like I can't even imagine as a pitcher what you're supposed to do in that situation. You're right. Paz is a perfect example of that. Not the first time that he's made an impact. It's like, what do you do? Are you literally throwing all of your stuff, trying to figure out every single pitch, seeing what's working? But then if you kind of show all of your cards the first time through the lineup, now everyone kind of has your number. But if you're holding back a little bit, then you're going to get smoked by 1 through 9. It's a tough situation, I think, if you're a pitcher who's going up against that Dodgers lineup right now. And I will say, looking ahead, it is going to be pretty interesting if this ends up being a World Series between the Dodgers and the Mariners. Right now, on the other side, Mariners lead the series 2-0 against the Blue Jays. Because the Seattle Mariners, while I think a lot of, maybe baseball analysts might not have picked them to get to this point earlier in the season, they are playing their hottest baseball right now. And that's a difference between that team and the Brewers, at least so far.
Yeah, I completely agree. And you look at the Dodgers too. First of all, that would be a fun World Series in terms of
So
like the West
fun.
Coast. I know that they're far from each other, but two great teams out on the West Coast. Second of all, if you're the Dodgers and you're a Dodgers fan, I think you're considering that I mean, for now, up to this point, they have rolled through both the Brewers and the Phillies, and those are two teams that had two of the best records in baseball headed into the playoffs. So you said the Mariners are playing their best baseball right now. I completely agree. The Dodgers also playing their best baseball right now of this season, and as we know, we said it the other day, I mean, you can be great through 162 games, but all that really matters at the end of the day is what you do in October, and the Dodgers are firing on every single cylinder right now.
Final thoughts, and then we'll get out of here.
Final thoughts. The utter domination stat that I also heard as they were closing out the broadcast was that the Brewers have not yet had an at bat with a runner in scoring position against a Dodgers starter. The Brewers have had the lead for 11 minutes of this series. 11.
Girl, girl,
That's all I got.
come on now. That actually is an amazing final thought. My final thought is I think that there were some people who were surprised in the comment section when in the episode that I want to say I did with Dan, I said that there was a 75% chance that the Dodgers would win the World Series. I think even Dodgers fans felt that that was high. But I want to explain that the reason why I said that is because I know this is a bullet point I've brought up in the past, but I truly believe that so much of winning a World Series in baseball is endurance. It is truly a matter of how long all of the best players on your team, your roster, your pitching staff can all remain not only healthy, but playing at their best. The Dodgers are the kind of team that somehow, some way, when it comes to playoff time, are just steamrolling opponents. It's a great point that you bring that up. Like Phillies, like a lot of these series were kind of almost like non-competitive, and I don't feel like anyone on either side, I'm saying from the Dodgers standpoint, whether it's, the lineup, offensively, the pitching staff, no one's necessarily gassed. The Mariners, I don't think it's going to be that same situation. You're seeing even clips on Twitter where Cal Raleigh is looking banged up and bruised. They are doing everything that they can to stay in this damn thing, whereas the Dodgers are just kind of sitting pretty right now. So I just want to explain that's part of why I said it. We'll see ultimately whether or not it ends up happening. Thank you everybody so much for joining us for another Extra Innings episode. We really appreciate all the comments you've been leaving. Feel free to comment again tonight. And be on the lookout because, as we said earlier, it's a different format in playoffs for us. We are hopefully planning on dropping more content later on this week. So we will see you back here when the next big thing happens. Thanks so much for joining us.